Hi here, it's Eats from Eats Gaming. Today I'm going to be showing you a very simple and effective secret dash not secret way to make a lock out of item frames, and I really hope you enjoy. Let's hop right into it. Basically, as you start off, I'm just going to be showing you how the system works. The system, that light is going to turn on when we have the right combination in. So right now we have a random combination and that light's going to be off. That's just an output line for demonstration. But when we put a right combination, it's going to turn on. There's no other combinations out of anything that will work with this, and you could put more than 2 item frames. You could do it with 1 item frame, but I suggest at least 2. Otherwise, you could just rotate this until something happens. So have 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter as long as they're all connected, as explained later in the video. The mechanics of how this farm works is you're going to need to understand 2 things. One, when you put an item in an item frame, depending on where it is in the item frame, it will have different rotations for how everything in the system here is going to be working. So first of all, as you can see here, whenever this is in, this will give it a 1 power through the comparator here. So you can see it powers 1 piston. You could go up to 8, I believe, on this. As you can see, the signal gets more powerful. That is how the first part of our system is going to be working. That is how we're going to have a specific thing in our system, so the redstone line isn't going to go too far, but this is big and bulky, so what we're going to be using is another method called subtraction mode. As I'm going to show you here is when you right click this, a little light should come on at the end. Whenever redstone goes into the side of it, however powerful this signal is, this signal will be subtracted. So right now it is at a power of 2. Right now, this is a -2 signal, which I've counted out. So as it gets stronger, even on power 3 here, you can see that it's still only powering 1. So even if we go all the way up to the max here, 2 are going to be left out because of the subtraction mode. We're going to be using this to our advantage to make the system super compact here. So also what you're going to need to do is there's 2 different ways that you're going to have to build this design here. One thing that you're going to have to do is for any combination that is not 1, which is just this, you are going to use the method that I'm going to be showing on the left. If you're using a 1 in your system, you're going to have to use the method I'm showing on the right here. I'll explain more in a bit, but basically what happens is you can see how that torch, that's where our output line is going to be demonstrated here, is powered by what this is. Correct, right now it's in the correct combination system here, which is a power level of 2. So basically what you're going to need to do is from the block of choice with your item, first put in your item and put it to the designated password, whatever you want to put here. And then what you're going to want to do is put a comparator here on subtraction mode. This little light should be on the end. 1 redstone dust. Then you're going to hop around and from that redstone dust put a comparator not on subtraction mode and put 2 redstone in front that will cycle into a repeater, which is cycling into a comparator, non-subtraction mode, facing into a block. This block, you don't have to put a torch here if you don't want to, but this is going to be your output line. You can add T flip-flop connected to a secret door, whatever you want here. And the other thing that you're going to need to do is have a comparator, again, not on subtraction mode, going into your subtraction mode comparator. So you'll notice there's an item frame here. Whatever this has to be, it must mean that this signal is a 1 when it's put in correctly. What this means is right now it's a signal of 2. So if we subtract 1 from that, we get a power signal of 1. As you can see, when we have a power signal of 1, this comparator is going to be activated and activate and turn off our torch here. So basically, however your password is, like for instance, if it was this, you would need to have it 1 less power from that. So that is a diagonal like that, which is going to be 1 less or 1 position before you were doing that here. Remember, this does not apply to ones. We'll get back to that later. But basically what you're going to have is when you have it a signal of 1, it's just going to power that torch there, as I said. But if it's more than that, what it's going to do is it's going to power that comparator, but why is it off? What's happening is this signal is strong enough to carry and loop around into this repeater, which is again turning off this comparator, meaning that only a signal of 1 will work in this system here. But all other things that you could put in will not work at all, even if it's all the way off here. So that's basically how you're going to do step number 1. But for the real one, as you can see here, this is what the one system is. What you're going to need is from this block of choice where you have your item frame, have a comparator going out, and you will not need subtraction mode here. 2 redstone dust will flip around to the back, and then you're going to go into a repeater, cycling all the way around like this, then a repeater going into that comparator, and then your output block coming out from this comparator like it was on the other side. But the reason that we have it different from this is I said that you need a power signal of 1, which means we need to subtract 0 from this. So it's already right, but in order to make sure that the line doesn't get too big, and I meant like overpowered, what you're going to do is if it's a line of 2 or more, it's going to power this repeater, which is going to again turn off this comparator. But we can't subtract 0 from it because that's not on an item frame here. So instead what we're going to have to do is just make a longer line so it wears itself out by stretching. And as you can see, when we put the right combination in, a door to my secret base is hidden up. It looks very shoddy, actually. But how it's going to work is if you have multiple item frames, which I suggest you do, is what you're going to have is the output blocks. You're going to somehow connect them to each other. I have a redstone line here. And after they're connected, you can connect them to a source, whether that's a T flip-flop or a secret door or whatever you want. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I had a lot of fun working on it, and I hope you like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future content because it helps me out a lot. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.